Hopefully, it caught that clearing of the throat there at the beginning. But, ladies and gentlemen, episode 28, Shoe Booty Sports, episode Marshall Falk. Quick plug for our sponsors, Rhino Races. Visit rhinoraces.com for details. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon, and a unique challenge called the Rhino Ultra. Also, find us, visit rhinoraces.com for details of those races. Sign up today. And you can find us on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, the Wisdom app. Check us out on the YouTube channel and on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports. All right, so we will dive right into it. NFL draft took place last week, started last Thursday, ended Saturday, I believe. So, any surprises in that? Can honestly, like I believe Kenny Pickett was, I don't even know, was he the first quarterback taken? Him going to Pittsburgh,
Yep.
that was kind of the big story for me. Kenny Pickett staying in Pittsburgh. So Steelers getting a quarterback. Malik Willis going to, was it the Titans? Yes, the Titans. So yeah, getting looking at the future for possible future, somebody to replace Tannehill. Those were kind of the two big ones to me.
I was kind of surprised that who was it? The Eagles made that move up in the draft to get the guy from Alabama, the receiver from Alabama, recovering from the what did he injure his knee?
Well, the Lions got Jameson Williams. So are you talking about Mechie? Because that was later on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like in the teens, like the pick in the teens.
I don't know. Jameson Williams went to the Lions. I know that. And the Lions had a decent draft, but the Jets are there. Everybody's saying the Jets
Yeah.
had like the
That has
this
to be the
great
surprise,
draft.
right?
Yeah, they said they had everybody's saying they had this great draft. I couldn't tell you who they drafted, but
No.
everybody's talking like the Jets have had the best draft, like one of the best drafts in years, and the Patriots having one of the worst. Is at least that's the word. I did see the thing with Sean McVay and the Rams GM, and they looked up at the board during their press conference, and McVay's like, "Wow, the Patriots took so and so," and they're like, "Yeah,
I
we
don't even
had."
know who they took. Who?
I don't either, but yeah, McVay was like, "Yeah, we had him on our board at pick like 111 or something." it was an.
Oh yeah.
I think it was, yeah, it was a little slight, but it was also just him being honest. I think, um, so yeah, I'm sure I don't even know who the Rams got in round whatever. They probably didn't have a pick until round 3, but I'm sure they got a good one. They probably have the best owner in pro football right now, as far as willing to spend money and like, hey, let's go win now. Obviously, a great head coach. So, the big one for me, paid attention to the quarterbacks. A lot of receivers going in the first round.
Green Bay was kind of surprising to me that they went with defense versus the.
I wasn't surprised.
I mean,
I was like,
the
this
hot
sounds like
item in
something
the
they
draft
would
was
do.
wide receivers, and they just completely scoffed on them for their first 2 picks. So
They did, but so many were gone. Treylon
yeah,
Burks was picked by the Titans at 18, and he was like the fifth one taken. He was like the fifth receiver taken at like pick 18.
mm-hmm.
So, what do we think of that? By the way, Treylon Burks going to Tennessee.
I like it. I mean, I was kind of hoping that he would, somehow make it to the Packers. I think that'd be fun to watch. But I definitely think he's going to be an impact player there at Tennessee for sure. I mean,
Yeah, especially since they traded AJ Brown. They traded AJ Brown. He's the one that went to the Eagles, I believe. And
yeah, he did. But
yeah, and then signed a $100 million contract or whatever it was. So, I mean, that's a good replacement. To me, we'll see how it pans out. But Treylon Burks is an absolute stud, and he's only going to make them better. It's going to make whatever team he goes to better. And in this case, it's Tennessee. So good for Tannehill and Malik Willis down the road.
yeah.
So
yeah, I'm surprised that he slipped back that far. But yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, I figured the quarterbacks would probably go higher than they should, but where he got drafted is probably the type of talent he is. Like he probably
fair.
got drafted if they were decent. If it was a decent quarterback class, because it's just not. He probably would have gotten drafted either at that spot or even further back. Late in the next round or so. But I like that Treylon Burks went to Tennessee. I was kind of like you. It would have been cool to see him in Green Bay for like, but that's the thing. I mean, how long is how long would Aaron Rodgers be the one throwing him the football? Because
2 years.
yeah, well, like
Max.
Aaron Rodgers is basically just on 1 year deals. Like, yeah, he
Mhm.
signed a 4 year extension, but the way the contract is structured, it's basically just like a 1 year deal every year. Is how it's structured. But anyway, supposedly the Jets had the greatest draft ever, according to some, and the Patriots. I couldn't tell you who they drafted. Everybody's saying it's one. It's not. It was not a good draft, and Bill has not drafted well. I mean, he just other than Brady, obviously, and
Yeah.
he's hit it out with some others too, hit it out of the park with some others. But he's had some really bad picks over the years, and a lot of people seem to think this is one of the worst. So we'll see how it pans out, but. It's not like the Jets can get any worse, so it's possible that they did have a good draft, and the lines have gotten better too. And yeah, and Treylon Burks goes to the Titans. Baker Mayfield still a Brown, and I was wondering if he would get traded around like on day 2 or so in the second or third round. But now it's at the point where teams don't want to pick up that cap if they don't have to, and they certainly don't want to give anything up for him because they know he's probably about to just hit the waiver wire. He's probably about to get cut. It's just a matter of time. And teams are just basically sitting back and waiting because I mean, if I'm a GM, I'm not going to give anything up for Baker because I know it's like he's
Yeah.
probably going to get cut because nobody's going to want to take that cap hit. Like and give anything up to get him.
Mhm.
I mean, he's certainly like we've reports are out that Geno Smith is supposedly leading the quarterback competition there in Seattle. So it's like Geno Smith. So like him and Drew Lock, Baker Mayfield is a clear upgrade over those two. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to give anything up to get him. I'm just going to wait till he hits the waiver wire and then
Yeah.
pursue him.
Kind of like OBJ, man. They knew he was leaving. Either way, they're not going to give up anything to get him. They'll wait till he hits the market.
Yeah, and there's still questions about his knee too. So, uh, but I did like the Jamison Williams like kind of mug of him like holding up his Lions jersey, and he just has that look on his face of wow, I got drafted by the Lions. But I think so, but we'll see how that goes. So he's a heck of a player. But I think it is a great spot for Treylon Burks. It works out for players that do kind of although he went pretty much where I thought he would as far as like where he would go. I'm surprised he was the 5th wide receiver taken because I think he's better than at least probably 3 of those
Yeah.
taken above him. But yeah, I mean it's only going to work out in his favor. He's the lower you get drafted, you're more likely to go to a better team in a better situation. So I'd say it's good for him. I thought he was a top 20 pick all college football season. I was like, this guy's going to go in the first round. He's going to be a top 20 pick, and lands at 18 to a pretty good team. So good on him. So good luck, Treylon Burks at the next level. And well, talking about the Packers, who is Aaron Rodgers going to be throwing to this season? Who's going to be his number one? Is it Alan Lazard?
Ooh.
There you go. All right,
You don't know, man.
that answers the question. That answers the question. Who's Aaron Rodgers going to be throwing to this season? We'll find out. Yeah, I think Alan Lazard is probably the number one right now. They did go and get somebody in the second round, I
Third.
believe.
Third round.
Okay, third round.
Yep.
He was
Christian Watson, North Dakota State.
what was he like the 300th receiver taken at that point? I'm exaggerating a little, everybody, but I don't know anything about the player. Yeah, I mean, a lot of receivers went off the board. Maybe their plan was to take a receiver, but so many went off the board just because it's such a weak quarterback class. And there are a lot of really good receivers that came out of this class. So, yeah, I don't know what the Packers are going to do or who Rodgers is going to be throwing to, but yeah, it's we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I guess later on, if it's a 1 year stint or if it's if Rodgers will stay. that'll be a lot of money to walk away from, if he leaves. So he'll probably stick around for at least a few years, but we'll see what happens. All right, so let's jump to the NBA playoffs. Yeah, I see. I wanted to talk about how we kind of have on here who's looking like the favorites. I had the Bucks. I still have the Bucks as a favorite, but I have the Celtics game on right now,
Yeah,
and the
they're kind of
Celtics have been
losing.
up. The Celtics have been up 20 the entire game. I think the game
Mhm.
started 20-0,
Yep.
and the Bucks got within 16 at one point, and the Celtics called a timeout, and you see Giannis's like little brother just like really celebrating, like they really got back into the game and by cutting it to 16. And then I look back up and it's back to 20 again. So I'm still going to say the Bucks. Probably my favorites to come out of the East. Suns still my favorites to come out of the West. Golden State's right up there with them though.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know, man. Celtics looking real. The Celtics are looking like the Celtics today. Like if you think of like the Celtics and how they play basketball, just fundamentally sound and lots of passing, teamwork, defense, moving the ball on offense. They look like the Boston Celtics, right? Like tonight. I mean, they are, and of course, Jaylen Brown had 25 at the half. I think he was 9 of 10 from the field and just killing it. Broke Grayson Allen's ankles.
Yeah, I seen that.
That was fun. Dexter, please don't take out my mouse. Good gosh, my dog is trying to destroy everything in this room tonight. I love you, buddy, but wow. Um, yeah. So yeah, Bucks not looking like the favorites tonight, but that's why it's a 7-game series. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But nothing. Obviously the Golden State Grizzlies series is the one to watch for me right now. You know, Memphis played them tough, but the Warriors are the better team when healthy, especially when Jordan Poole's on. So that's the one to watch for me. Although this Bucks Celtics series could be a good one. I mean, the Celtics are the higher seed for whatever reason. We're all counting them out, but they're showing tonight why they should be taken seriously. Nothing to add there, Brad.
No, I haven't seen any. I haven't watched any of the game tonight. So.
Yes, I just know that they're down. I just know the Celtics are winning by a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and I did want to talk about a little bit just Bobby Portis being an Arkansas guy and his impact on the Bucks. He's basically like a fan favorite there in Milwaukee, and I just think that's super cool. So I just wanted to shout out Bobby Portis. It's not their night tonight, but in fact, it's over now. Yeah. So yeah, I see it. I can barely see the TV like out of the corner, and Memphis and Golden State are playing now. So that'll be one that will I'm gonna go check out as soon as we're off of here. If I don't destroy my ear with that audio bump, but all right. So, who would you say is the best player in basketball right now? They asked
No,
Stephen A. today if
Giannis.
yeah, they asked Stephen A. today or yesterday or something if it was Giannis. He's like, and I'm not ready to go there yet, or I'm not ready to go there. I'm like, okay, well then if he's not it, who is?
Yeah, I think he can go there now. I mean,
You could have gone there last year, but even I said Kevin Durant's the best player in the world right now. But I changed that. After the series he had, against Boston, which was atrocious the last few games.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's and the series that Giannis had, it's clear to me now. Giannis is the best player in the world. And he's only getting better. That's the thing, he's only getting better. So I'm still gonna say the Bucks are my favorite to come out of the East. And Giannis, he's the best player in the world right now, man. He's the king. So yeah, shout out Giannis. Shout out Bucks. Shout out Bobby Portis. I'll quit with the shout outs now.
Shout out. Shout out my shout out, man.
Yeah. In case anyone notices, like I'm speaking pretty fast right now because Zoom decided to change its settings. So in order for us to give you a video episode, we gotta crunch it down and we cannot take our time. But we may be coming at you strictly audio from now on. We'll see how this goes, or at least have two parters and things like that. But yeah,
He's had too much coffee.
I
Too
do
much
have
that
some
decaf.
coffee. I do have some coffee. I'm going to take a little bit of a sip right now.
All right, you're wasting time. Stop it.
That's true. Throwing a little more gas in the tank, though. All right, the NHL, wow. NHL playoffs are underway. Do we care about that? When's the last time you watched an NHL playoff game or NHL game in general?
I actually watched a little bit of it over the weekend.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you who was playing, but I seen some hockey over the weekend.
Now, the last
was
one
I interested in it? No.
The last one I distinctly remember watching is when you and I lived at the Plex in Fayetteville, and it was like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, and we were watching it in your apartment. It was the Penguins and somebody else, and the Penguins beat them.
Capitals, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Washington, but yeah, it was Sid Crosby and that crew.
Ovechkin, versus Ovechkin.
Denny Malkin, I believe. I dig hockey if I'm there, and it's it's a Stanley Cup Final or something. I'm not just trying to shit on it.
Not
Basically,
not dogging on NHL.
Yeah, it's dope, but
live is it's one of the most exciting sports to go watch.
Live, it's awesome. Yeah, live, it's great. And if it's like the Stanley Cup Final or something like that, I will watch. That's not okay. I take that back. I remember watching a Predators game and somebody else because my brother-in-law really likes it. And it might have been the Stanley Cup Final. And I think
they were in it a couple of years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it went 7 games. It was exciting. It was a heck of a game. But yeah, just wanted to touch up on that. NHL playoffs are underway. Maybe I'll go check out a game now. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It's probably going to have to wait for me until the quarterfinals.
True. Do we have a stop? I feel like we rolled through that pretty well. Do we have a stopwatch on this thing as far as how much time
we've got about 15 minutes left.
That's it. Gosh. All right. Well, this was my favorite part of the topics list.
20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Something like that.
All right. Well, baseball season is underway, and I watched a baseball movie recently, and it made me think there are a lot of great baseball movies out there.
What was the baseball movie?
A League of Their Own.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very solid flick. Very quotable movie. Some of Tom Hanks's best work. So many great scenes from him in that. But especially when he's getting off the bus, he wakes up and kisses the whatever woman who's rather homely looking, and he's like, and then he gets off the bus and he's yelling at them to come on. He's like, come on. And they're like, was that English? And he's like, yeah, come on. But I hurt my throat a little bit. Otherwise, I would have done it a little more.
There's no crying in baseball.
There's just so many great quotes from that movie. Like, it just got too hard. It's supposed to be hard. The hard is what makes it great. And then just walk. Like, that's a great line. It's a fantastic line. When she's like trying to go home back to Omaha or wherever she's from. But anyway, great movie, League of Their Own. But it made me think, like, because we grew up with so many great baseball movies. Like, when was the last great baseball movie that was made? Like, it's been a hot minute.
I've seen that I thought it was cool. I mean, and they say it's like, I don't know, it's got a cult following, but man, I wrote it down. What was it? Oh, Everybody Wants Some. It like follows like a college baseball team in the 80s or early 90s, I think.
Everybody Wants Some. Haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of like Dazed and Confused, but with baseball players. It's pretty cool.
Dope. I would say that's pretty dope, actually.
It's pretty cool, and it was made in like 2017, I think. 2016. So,
okay,
fairly recent.
Now, I will say this: when I went and got a couch Saturday, my dad was with me, and this like a dad and his kid Like they had just gotten out of a little league game, obviously. The dad's got the shot. I'm guessing he's coaching or something. But the kids' uni, and I've seen some other like little league unis out there now, dude. They are way cooler than like
They're
the ones we
legit.
had. They're like legit jerseys,
Like,
hats, and everything. Like the
yeah.
one size fits all, fitted looking hat. And I was like, man, that's
We just
it,
had the different colored T-shirts with the iron-on numbers. I mean,
yeah. And
the
like the hats, like my Benny's Body Shop hat was like a big yellow Elmer Fudd hat with a
straight up
B
trucker
on it.
hat. Maybe a cost 27 cents.
Yeah, maybe. And I said, and my dad was like, "You should have saw the ones that I had to wear." It's like I can imagine how much worse theirs were. But yeah, because ours were bad, but theirs, had to be so much worse. But yeah, just their little league unis now are super legit and awesome. But anyway, the baseball movie thing made me think, okay, top 5 best baseball movies ever made. What's the list? You give
Do
me
we
your
have to
list.
rank them?
Yes,
I
we
don't
have to
know.
rank them.
Dude, I don't know if I can rank them, dude.
You
But
got to rank
I
them.
can give you the
That's what
top
that's what makes it
5.
hard. No, you got to rank them.
Oh, dude.
I don't want you to be influenced by mine, but you got to hurry because remember we're on a time limit.
Okay, yeah, we're on time. Yeah.
All right, well,
Dude, for me, this is just my list. Uh Man, yeah, I guess Sandlot. Just because, man, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that freaking movie,
okay,
and every
Sandlot's
time
number 5, I assume.
yeah,
Okay,
okay, and then we will go with man.
never heard of Man.
Ugh, Field of Dreams.
Field of
No,
Dreams is
we'll go.
4.
We'll go with Major League.
Okay, all right. So Sandlot, Major League.
Oh man, put me. Oh yeah,
I
man.
told you
Elite.
beforehand.
I know, dude. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh
why.
yeah,
That's
Field of
why.
Dreams, A League of Their Own, and Bull Durham.
That's 4.
No,
You said Sandlot.
Sandlot, Major League, Field
Uh-huh.
of Dreams,
Okay.
League of Their Own,
And Bull
Bull
Durham.
Durham.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I forgot about whatever 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot Major League. That's what it was. All right. Well, here's mine. At number 5, Sandlot. So we had the same thing, and like yours, Kevin
I
Costner
just
is
had
in
to put
2
it in
of
the
them.
top 5 just because. Dang, I've
Same.
just seen it
It's
so
like
many times.
it's more like a nostalgia thing than anything else. Like,
Yeah.
and that gets points. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Number 4 for me, The Natural with Robert Redford. Did you ever see that?
It's. I wrote it down and just didn't make it in the top 5.
It's a tough list, man. There were so many great baseball movies because
I have a
baseball was
feeling I
like
know
the
which one you
sport,
left out. Yeah,
Uh, which one do you think I left out?
Major League.
I did. You're correct. Uh, so Sandlot, The Natural. Number 3 for me is Bull Durham. Bull Durham, was that number 3 for me. Great movie. You can argue it's the best baseball movie ever made. You could argue it.
Better appreciated whenever you watch it whenever you're older. Didn't hit the same whenever I watched it at 12. 11 and 12.
You don't understand it exactly.
Uh,
But yeah, Bull Durham number 3 for me. Number 2, A League of Their Own. League of Their Own came in at number 2 for me, and you can probably guess what number 1 is.
if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly. Field of Dreams. It's just kind of the perfect. I don't know, man. It's kind of the perfect baseball movie. It's
You can interchange out any of my top 3. I feel like for the number 1. But
yeah, I switched up like 3 and 5 a lot. Like I had to put Bull Durham ahead of those just because it's a fantastic baseball movie.
Yep.
But Field of Dreams kind of has it all, man. It's got a good story. It's got James Earl Jones. It's very quotable. The ending is, it's got nostalgia. It's talking about just the old Black Sox, Shoeless Joe, and that crew.
So what almost made your list? What almost made the top 5?
Well, hang on, and then the end to Field of Dreams is just the icing on the cake.
Oh yeah, dude, you can't.
Yeah. Hey, Dad,
Can't
want to
beat
have
that.
a catch? I mean, that's just you can't top that. It's just it's a fantastic ending. It's the best baseball movie ever made, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
honorable mention, I got 5 of them listed here. Major League, of course. I mean, it's a good. You gotta baseball movies
I
have
just
to have
watched it a
some comedy.
whole lot. Yeah, I watched Major League so much.
You got to have some comedy in the baseball movies, along with the touching stuff. Bad News Bears,
Yep.
the original, not
Yeah,
the
not the
Billy
remake.
Bob. Although it wasn't bad, it
It
was just
wasn't bad.
very 2004, whatever, 5, 6, whatever year it came out. Yeah, original Bad News Bears, 61. Billy Crystal's movie about Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle
I don't
chasing
think I've
the
seen
babe.
that one, man.
Oh, dude, it's good. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. You got to check it out. 42, Jackie Robinson. That's a good one. I don't think it's necessarily as good as those mentioned, but it's got the guy that played Black Panther. I can't remember his name. He's now deceased, by the way. Unfortunately, rest in peace. He did a lot of great stuff. I can't remember. I cannot remember his name.
I can't tell you
I
his
know
name.
it too, but I just cannot. But it's a good one. Definitely worth checking out. He does a fantastic job in it. The Babe, John Goodman's Babe Ruth.
Oh, love that, man, as a kid.
Yeah, I did too. That was a good one. But yeah, that was it for me. That was my honorable mention. Those 5 there. Okay, you had
Dude, you didn't Moneyball.
Moneyball was good, but
It's good. It's like
it's
it's
just
honorable
more of like
mention.
the GM side.
Mr. 3000.
Yeah, that made like the knot. That would make like the knot one for.
Oh man, yeah.
Like Bernie Mac getting 3,000 hits. It's a little hard to believe.
Yeah. What about
It
Major
wasn't
League?
bad, but
What about Major League? Or not Major League, but
say it's
shit.
in there.
Man, I thought I wrote it down. Oh, Rookie of the Year. About the kid breaks his arm.
It's a good. Yeah, it was good. If
Gave
you,
us a yeah.
it wasn't
Gave
bad.
us the fun phrase of funky butt loving.
Yeah, I'm surprised you remember that. Henry something Burger was his name, right?
I seen Baumgartner. I seen last week where he threw out the first pitch at a Cubs game and the guy's like 42 or
Yeah, I saw that too.
43.
Yeah.
I was like, dang it, make me feel old.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
But,
Little Big League wasn't bad. Do you remember that one?
Is that where he like gets ownership?
Yeah, and like just decides to manage the team or something. Like this little kid is managing the team.
I don't even remember if that was good or not. Was it?
It was decent. I mean, I was a little kid when it came. I'd probably watch it now and think it was dumb.
Yeah. So I kind of made a bottom 5. Or
Right.
just a bottom tier because it was more than 5 I could think of. Remember the movie The Scout? About the guy, the Yankee dude driving down. Yeah. Terrible.
Was it? Was it though?
I don't remember, dude. I remember thinking like this movie's lasting forever. Like it had its parts.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The Scout. All right.
Yeah. The Scout.
Airbud. I did not see the Airbud baseball one. So the basketball one.
I can just imagine how terrible it is.
Yes.
I remember.
They made a lot of those.
The second Bench Warmers, I never seen it, but I can only imagine how bad it is.
I'm sure it's bad.
I
like that we're throwing these in the top, not top, and having seen them. It's like we just already know.
Yeah, any of the Sandlot sequels.
I agree.
Haven't seen them. They're probably garbage.
Yeah, I did see when I was Googling baseball movies, there were like 2 or 3 sequels.
Man, I put this on there, but I don't really remember if it was good or not. Angels in the Outfield. I don't remember liking that movie, but I don't remember it being.
It wasn't bad. It was like a kind of heartwarming type of thing.
Mr.
it was okay.
Mr. Baseball, the Tom Selleck, where he goes to Japan.
Okay.
You remember that one?
I remember it. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never sat down and watched the whole thing.
It's pretty bad. I bet I've seen it like 5 times just as a little kid.
Okay.
It
All
was
Yeah.
yeah, didn't have a whole lot to watch. And yeah, man, it's got to be. I bet Bench Warmers 2 or one of the Sandlot remakes is the worst.
I just
baseball.
like that you're ranking the worst ones, but didn't want to rank the best ones.
It's pretty, yeah. Well, I didn't rank them. I didn't say this is a number or this is number 1, 2, and 3. I said these are probably one of the worst.
No, and then you chimed in at the end and said this is number 1 or 2 or whatever.
If I was betting, that would probably be.
If we were taking it to Vegas.
I've never seen the movies because they're so bad, but
why would you?
bet money.
I'm not like, hey, this looks good. Let's do that. Let's watch this. Yeah, no, we can't do that.
There was one that was so bad it didn't even have a grade on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've never seen Hardball. I've never seen Hardball. I heard
that's
that
what
was good.
That's what I was gonna say. There was one I seen. It was called Summer Catch. Remember that? It had,
yes, I do remember that.
That probably, I take it back. That one's probably the worst freaking.
That was pretty
baseball
bad
movie because it had I'm pretty sure the movie poster had something to do with baseball on it, but I remember taking a date to see that, and it had nothing to freaking do with baseball. Like, no. It was just a rom-com.
I watched it for the first time.
And I don't think it was that funny.
Like, no, I watched it for the first time at your house in Cabot. It was when I was first seeing the other girl.
That's what it was. Yeah, we double dated. Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, that's why it was bad. Yeah.
Now, I admittedly wasn't paying a lot of attention to the movie. I was paying mostly attention to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was not good. I remember thinking that.
What was that dude's name?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Not even Prince. It's Freddie Prinze. Yeah, he had that same like goofy like smile that didn't show his teeth on every like movie poster.
So you're saying his name was not Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yes, Freddie Prinze Jr. I believe with a
not
Z.
Prince like royalty, like Prinze.
Correct. I'm pretty certain.
What?
I'm pretty certain of that.
Dang, dude. I'm learning something new today.
I'm gonna Google it just to be sure. We we kind of rolled through that. We did a pretty good job.
Yeah, man. 6 minutes to spare. How about that?
6:40 and counting.
Yeah.
The one didn't show up. There was a lag. Or are they counting down in twos? They're counting down in twos. We do have a little stuff. Yeah, we do have a little
terrible. Yeah.
We do have a little yeah.
Thanks, Zoom. You're going to be getting a long, angry email from me.
Not from me, but yeah, right there, Freddie. You cannot see it on that.
Freddie Bright Lights Jr.
Yeah, Freddie. And he's got that same goofy like smile without his teeth on his Wikipedia page too. There it is. See it?
Yeah.
He doesn't show his teeth for whatever reason. He's a handsome guy. Like, show your teeth.
It looks like, it just looks like he has the same emotion photoshopped on each one of those photos. Like,
he married to.
It's almost like the Derek Zoolander model catalog. It's everything is the same pose.
It is. Everything is the exact same. Is he married to Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No.
Well, it just showed his picture on it. I don't know.
Another name I haven't heard in a while.
Right.
What year is this? we're talking about these people. Oh man.
Yeah, we're reverting back to 2001 to 2002.
Yeah, I would pretty much. I would bet I would rather watch whatever Benchwarmers movie over freaking what was that? Summer Catch. Yeah, for sure.
I did see that, and I as you were listing the not top 5, that popped into my head, and I remember saying I got to mention this.
Oh yeah, dude. Ooh. Terrible.
This is a nice sound effect to describe it.
Yeah, terrible.
Okay, well, we nailed that. Just to get this out of the way, because I have seen some fun, like just kind of baseball. I don't know if you want to call it bloopers of just guys getting into it, and just whenever like gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. He played for the A's and he hit a home run. He was getting into it with
The fan.
Jimenez, the catcher for Cleveland or something. But they were getting into it while he was at the plate, and then like the next pitch, he just hits a shot out of the park and just says something to the catcher, and then just has the greatest bat flip ever. Toward the dugout, and of course that is like the worst thing you can do in baseball for whatever reason. There are a lot of stupid unwritten rules in baseball, by the way.
Yeah,
but to me,
lots of talk about pimp jobs this season. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I haven't watched much baseball yet. But well, Joey Bats had the greatest bat flip of all time for the Blue Jays when he had that postseason shot and then just junked it. That was fantastic. And then he got punched in the face like a year or two later.
Next year.
It was a terrific shot.
Next year. Oh yeah.
Rognet Odor. The heck of a name, by the way. Joey Bats is a great nickname.
That was a solid connection, man, on that punch, man.
Solid connection. He didn't go down though, so of course he's bigger than he is, but you'd have to say Odor won that fight for sure. All right, so we have let's ride this thing out for just a little bit longer. Let's as far as the time limit goes, we have 2:42 and counting, ladies and gents. No, we did good with that. Anyway, I was getting my I don't even think I asked the question. Are you pro bat flip?
As long as it's in big situations, yes. Not if it becomes like, hey, I hit a homer in the third inning, I'm going to bat flip.
Okay, that's fair. Like I always say I'm pro bat flip just
if it's a walk-off, bet your ass do the biggest freaking bat flip you want.
Yeah, launch that dude into the upper deck.
Now, if you're talking crap to the opposing players, that's kind of not cool. But if you're just hyping it up as you go around, I see no problem with it.
I agree. Anything that makes the game more fun, I'm typically for it. So, and bat flips are fun because they really only come in a big moment like that.
Now, this automatic
unless you hate the guy,
Yeah, this automatic strike stuff with the batter taking too long, some of that's iffy. Like a guy, I seen a clip of it, I guess it was Sunday. A guy didn't agree with the pitch, kind of looked at him, stepped out, took a practice swing and stepped back in. May have been 4 seconds. Call strike 3 and sends him to the dugout. Says he took too long.
I did see that. That's pretty odd. But something they're going to have to adjust to, kind of like we're going to have to adjust to the Zoom thing if we decide to stick with this. But I did go to the Travelers game on Sunday. Travelers in Wichita, and they had like a pitch count, like not a pitch count, but
pitch clock.
Like a pitch clock, a shot clock for pitchers.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, although even then it seemed a little bit, quick, but I mean they were getting it off every time. But anyway, we have less than a minute to go now, and that's all it's telling me. I don't get a
we're shooting in the dark, man.
I don't get a clock for that. So I guess we're going to get out of here. It's trying to tell us to get out. But all right, this concludes episode 28 of Shoe Booty Sports, y'all. Thanks for joining us. We rolled through it. We'll see how we come at you next week. But until then, have a great rest of the week. And we'll be back with some more sports next week. Episode 29. Steven Jackson. Episode Steven Jackson. There you go.
Nice. There you go.
All right. Deuces, y'all.